Hey everybody, today I am trying out the T1. Actually, I've already tried them out. I'm showing you the T1s. These are the original Tin Audio earphones. A very unusual shape, obviously, round splitter right here. Non-detachable cable. For some, that's a deal breaker. It is a very sturdy TPU coated cable. One thing tin makes, excuse me, my throat is dry. One thing tin makes is really good tips, especially the silicone tips and their foam tips on their new ones. Incredible. Very good quality for stock. They make great cables as well. This is a very good cable. Obviously, it doesn't look like the T3 cable, which is phenomenal, but it is still a very good cable and very rubbery and sturdy, and quite a long cable too. I'll show you that in a couple of minutes. There is your nozzle. So basically it's this hockey puck shape, and then the nozzle is out at an angle. Maybe for some people that's going to be a problem. I didn't find any problem whatsoever with these fitting once I figured out how to do it. Left and right indicators, which is excellent because I have at least 4 pairs that don't have that, and you kind of have to figure it out on your own. And then there are a few models that have the little bump, and you have to remember that the bump is the left usually. So besides my rambling, solid build quality, definitely a solid build quality. Non-detachable cable splitter that matches exactly with the earphones, so you get this 3 circular metal aluminum milled with the texture things. You get a aluminum 3-button remote with a microphone. The plug is also milled feeling. It's not going to show up on the camera, but it has like a milled like feeling to it. Also aluminum. This cable is very long, by the way. I tested these. As you can see, there's the middle, and it just keeps going. This is the part that was bundled in the box. I didn't even have to undo this because these are that long. So excellent cable length. Onto the specs of these. You're looking at a 12.5 millimeter overclocking wide cell ring. I've done a lot of earphones, and I honestly don't know what that is. Ask me in the questions if you're interested. I'll try to look it up. It's a dynamic driver, I know that. I don't know if it's some kind of proprietary dynamic driver that Tin came up with for this specific model. I am not sure. But it is a 12.5 millimeter dynamic driver, which is quite large. And you would expect boomy bass from that, but these do not have boomy bass. They have bass, but not boomy bass. There is an impedance of 16 ohms, and that's at 102 decibels, which makes these relatively easy to drive. Being dynamic, they obviously will scale quite well with a DAP or a DAC amp. For the purposes of these videos, I generally use this. It has a similar DAC chip in it, an ESS Sabre DAC chip that you would find in the Dragonfly Black 1.2 and also the Monoprice. It's a decent. I don't think I ever finished the video on that. It's definitely a thumbs up for this. It's lasted all this time through hundreds of hours of use. So I am definitely not going to complain about this, and if you ever go back to the video and see this, yes, definitely I would recommend this for $30, whatever it was, $34, $38. Totally worth it. It has a little pouch too, comes with a bunch of accessories. So these, anyway, the sound, if I can get to the sound, I'm just going to look at my notes. My notes are actually my hi-fi notes that I keep, and I keep them on HeadFi, where I keep my reviews a lot of times too, plus my blog, plus you see the videos, plus there'll be like a brief summary probably on Instagram, or at least an intro to the product or what's coming up. So these have a warm, neutral ish kind of sound signature. It's natural in its presentation. It's very focused in the mids. The mids are quite accurate and natural. Bass is there. I would say that the mid bass is very punchy. This sub bass does have some extension, but it's not overly boomy. There is an excellent detail to it. The highs are not harsh at all. They seem particularly good in the lower end of the treble. And the soundstage is of a better than average width, not quite up to the Belons, and probably it's a more natural soundstage, so it's completely different from the ZSX and the C12. Maybe not as wide, maybe a little wider. It's hard to explain it. They have completely different sound stages, but this does not have a very intimate soundstage, so it is a nice wide soundstage. It is a mid-focused IAM, so it's going to be more of your IAM for people that like vocals. If you're into vocals and you want something that's very unusual, TIN doesn't even sell these anymore on their website. Arado Audio from Singapore sent these out to me for a review, by the way. Thank you. And I will link to their page because they're one of the few places that you can actually get these now. TIN is not selling these anymore. Maybe it'll be a collector's item very soon because, come on now, look at it. These are very unusual. I mean, you don't really see completely round IAMs that much. There are a few companies that are going to be coming out with similar ones, not in metal, but they are round. I can think of like 3 or 4 offhand, but this at its time was quite an unusual shape, and it still is to this day. Nice cable length, nice build. It's very good for different types of music. It depends on how you want to listen to your music, and if you pair this with, say, maybe a warmer tube amp, this would definitely, maybe shine more and have a little bit more in the bass department for people that want more bass. For me, it was excellent for vocals and mid-centered instruments, and I dropped it. But it is sturdy, so you don't have to worry about it. It does have a little bit of weight to it, but compared to the last one that I had that was extremely light, these are still probably very light considering they're all aluminum. There's nothing lacking here. Aesthetics is going to be up to you. That'll be your judgment. Do you like them? Do you think they're weird? Do you think they're cool? And also the fit because of the unusual shape. These do go around the ear. There's no memory hook here, but this does go around your ear, and it goes in your ear like that. Left and right indicators, which I have a bunch of pairs that don't have that, and I like to have left and right, at least one side red and one side blue. Losing my voice, so I'm going to just wrap it up right here. I'll leave a link down below for these. If you're interested in these, definitely nice presentation. You get the manual, you get a whole bag full of extra tips. And they do make very good tips. Yeah, that's better. My voice is coming back. Nice presentation in this almost like a novel-looking box. Kind of looks like a encyclopedia or something, or a Bible. Really nice box. Really nice presentation. And for the first time around, they really did a great job of doing this. I know this is an older IAM, so if you're interested, the link's below. And let me know how this microphone sounds. This is a different microphone. I actually shot this. I'm losing my voice because I shot this a whole bunch of times, and it was so soft the other 2 times that it was I couldn't in all good things, I just couldn't upload that to YouTube, and I said I'll have to do it again. So, alright, I hope this has been informative, and once again, hope to see you somewhere out on the internet. Thank you.